If you had invested 1 million Kenya shillings in MansaX at the beginning of the year, then you would have made an extra 168,000 Kenya shillings. And with the same amount invested in Ox Special Fund, you would have made 156,000 Kenya shillings. But that is not the end of the story. Last year, 2024, Ox Special Fund crashed MansaX with a return of around 30%. So in today's video, we're gonna do a comprehensive review about the performance of these two special funds so that we can know who is gonna win in 2025 and also who should you trust with your money. And let's get started. So before we even go ahead to see the reason why we are comparing these, I'll appreciate if you like this video and also subscribe to this channel. And this video is only for educational purpose, so don't take it as a financial advice. But what I can guarantee you is that by the end of this video, you'll have gained some knowledge that will help you in deciding which special fund is suitable for you. And the reason why we are comparing these two special funds, that is MansaX and Ox Special Fund, is because investors are now looking for investment schemes that offer more returns compared to money market funds, which have an average return of between 8 to 12%. And this year, money market funds have performed poorly because of the lower interest rates from the banks. And also, Ox Special Fund and MansaX offer higher returns, but different strategies, risk, and accessibility. And let's now see the performance of these two special funds this year, 2025. And when it comes to annualized returns, you can see that MansaX is doing well with a net return of 21.37%, while Ox Special Fund comes in second with 18.20%. And we arrive at annualized return based on the quarterly returns. So in the first quarter of 2025, MansaX had a net return of 4.89, while Ox Special Fund had a net return of 4.66. So as you can see, MansaX outperformed Ox Special Fund by around 0.20%. Same case to the second quarter of 2025. You can see that MansaX had 6.05%, while Ox Special Fund had 4.88. The difference there is around 1.2. Same case to the third quarter of 2025. MansaX did well compared to Ox Special Fund. MansaX had a net return of 5.09, while Ox Special Fund had a net return of 4.11. So you can see the difference is around 1%. And also when it comes to assets under management, with the base currency being Kenya shillings, MansaX has a huge amount of money under management, that is 87.22 billion Kenya shillings, while Ox Special Fund is 2.71 billion. And this is because MansaX was launched in 2019, while Ox Special Fund was launched recently in 2024. So that's why you see that MansaX has huge amount of money under management. And when we go to the performance of these two special funds in 2024, you can see that Ox Special Fund had a return of 29.38, while MansaX had a return of 19.53. So Ox Special Fund dominated in 2024, but this year, MansaX is likely to do well. As you can see, MansaX right now is leading by a percentage of 2.62% in 2025. So there is high probability that MansaX is going to outperform Ox Special Fund. And let's now go into investment strategies of these two special funds. So as you know, these are special funds that are regulated by the Capital Market Authority, and they incorporate multi-asset strategy, form of investment, and also leverage in order to magnify their returns. So both of these special funds invest across the global and local markets, and they invest in stock, bonds, derivatives, ETF, metals, and forex, and they aim to maximize their return while also controlling the risk. So instead of doing forex, the best option is to go with special fund. And let's now do a portfolio comparison of these two special funds. And when it comes to MansaX, top picks for quarter 3 2025, they invested in Nasdaq 100, Nvidia, Alphabet, Oracle, Silver Futures, and Caterpillar. And from this list of companies that MansaX has invested in, most of these companies are benefiting from the AI revolution that is taking place. So these are good investment in MansaX. And when it comes to geographical allocation, they have invested 49% of their assets in the American market, 30% in Europe, and 16% in the African market. And let's now see Org Special Fund top picks for Q3 2025. So same case to MansaX. Org Special Fund invested in S&P 500, Nvidia, Broadcom, Palantir, coal miners, ETF. So just like MansaX, most of these companies that Org Special Fund have invested in the Q3 of 2025 are companies that are riding through the wave of AI revolution. And this is a good investment too. And when it comes to geographical allocation, they have invested 53% in the American market, 30% in the Europe market, and 12% in the African market. So you can see that Org Special Fund have invested more in the American market compared to the MansaX. And when it comes to the African market, MansaX have invested more compared to Org Special Fund. So if you want to have more exposure to the US stock market, then Org Special Fund is suitable for you. But that is too early to make a decision. Let's now go into the fee and accessibility of these two special funds so that you can make the right decision on which of these special fund is suitable for you. When it comes to management fee, the management fee for MansaX is 5%, while that for Org Special Fund is 6%. So you can see there's a difference of 1%. Let's now go into performance fee. Performance fee is charged when the net return of this special fund perform above the adult rate. And the adult rate for MansaX is 25%, while that of Org Special Fund is 20%. So from the extra performance above the adult rate, you are charged 10% for both MansaX and Org Special Fund. And I've already discussed about performance fee in a video about the best 5 special fund, and also my previous comparison about MansaX and Org Special Fund, and you can check those videos here. And when it comes to minimum investment, MansaX appear to be more affordable compared to Org Special Fund. So the minimum investment for MansaX is 250,000 Kenya shillings, while that of Org Special Fund is 500,000 Kenya shillings. And when it comes to top up, for MansaX is 100,000 Kenya shillings, while that of Org Special Fund is 50,000 Kenya shillings. So minimum top up is done after the minimum investment. And when it comes to payout, MansaX makes their payout quarterly. So when you want to receive your returns, they make the payout quarterly, while Org Special Fund do it monthly. In addition to that, I would like to mention about the MansaX Special Fund that is in the US dollar dominated currency. The minimum investment is 2,500 US dollars, and the minimum top up is 1,000 US dollars. The management fee is 5%, and also the performance fee is 10% above the adult rate. And the adult rate for the US dollar dominated fund is 15%. So when it comes to investing in the US dollar based currency, then MansaX is the best option, because currently Org Special Fund doesn't offer US based currency special fund. So from this comparison of fees and accessibility, we can see that Org Special Fund has a higher entry but monthly income, and MansaX has a lower entry but more proven consistency, especially when it comes to returns. And let's now go into the track record and management of these two special funds. So we're going to start with MansaX. For MansaX, this special fund was started in 2019, and the average return for this MansaX Special Fund is 18.13. That is the annual average return. And the assets under management is 87 billion Kenya shillings. And the chief investment officer is Nahashon Mungai with 19 years of experience. Let's now go into Org Special Fund. It was launched in 2014, and the target return for this Org Special Fund is to make 20% annually. And the assets under management is 2.71 billion Kenya shillings. And since Org Special Fund started last year, you can see that the assets under management are lower compared to that of MansaX, which started more than 5 years ago. And the Chief Investment Officer at Ox Special Fund is Ian Kaangara of the Investment Bank. So in case you want to do more research about Ian Kahangara, you can go to Faida Investment Bank website. And let's now go into risk and regulation. And when it comes to the risk level of these two special funds, you can see that they are both rated 2 out of 5 on risk scale, with 1 being lower risk and 5 being higher risk. So you can see that their risk level is not that bad, and it allows you to diversify to more investment compared to money market funds. So this could be the best alternative to money market funds. And both of these are regulated by the Capital Market Authority, and the login period for investing in a special fund is 6 months. That is the requirement by the Capital Market Authority. And also, they are required to offer transparent reporting and audited performance. As you can see here, we have a fact sheet for MansaX and also a fact sheet for Ox Special Fund. So they are required to provide audited results. And let's now go into deciding whether you should choose MansaX or Ox Special Fund. So pick MansaX if you want proven consistent results. As I told you earlier, the average return for MansaX since inception was 18.13%. So if you want to have more consistent return on investment, then MansaX is a suitable investment option for you. And also, if you prefer lower entry, so the minimum investment is 250,000. And also, if you prefer investing in a fund that has more assets under management and also in terms of liquidity, then MansaX is the best option for you. And let's now go into why you should pick Ox Special Fund. So if you want to get monthly income, then Ox Special Fund is the best option for you, because for payout in MansaX, it is done quarterly. And also, if you believe in tactical strategies for higher upside, just like last year, Ox Special Fund did really well with a return of 29%. And also, if you can meet the minimum amount of investment, that is 500,000 Kenya shillings. And finally, the best option is to diversify between these two special funds so that you can have exposure to different management levels. So the best option you can do, if you have 1,000,000 Kenya shillings or 750,000 Kenya shillings, you can put 500 into Ox Special Fund and 250 in MansaX. And let's now see the market outlook of Q4 2025 and beyond. What do we expect in the financial markets? So the US market is breaking all-time high. So that is what is happening. Especially if you are doing forex trading, you have seen precious metals like gold and silver surging, with gold even going past 4,000 mark. In addition to this US market breaking all-time high, both of these funds are cautiously optimistic, maintaining global diversification. And for you to get exposure to these all-time highs in the US stock market, then the best option is to invest in either of these special funds, because they have invested in companies that are performing well in the US stock market. And finally, this is the final verdict in terms of the performance of these two special funds in 2025. MansaX wins for 2025 performance and long-term consistency. But we don't know what will happen in the fourth quarter of 2025. So you saw the difference is only 2%. So if Ox Special Fund did what it did last year, then it can beat MansaX. But for now, Ox Special Fund is in the second place based on the returns that we have seen both in Q1, Q2, and Q3. But last year, 2024, they really outperformed MansaX, and they also incorporate tactical flexibility. So it will not be a surprise if they outperform MansaX, but that is not likely to happen based on the 3 quarters that we have seen this year. MansaX has been doing well, and for smart investors, you can diversify by investing in both MansaX and Ox Special Fund. And this is my final disclaimer about the special fund. Past performance doesn't indicate future results, and also when it comes to investing in special fund, it involves more risk compared to other funds like money market fund. So before you invest in a special fund, have an emergency account in money market and also an healthcare insurance. In addition to that, this special fund incorporate what we call risk management, so that you cannot lose your investment amount. And always review your financial goals and risk tolerance level when it comes to investing in such kind of special fund. As you know, special funds are for people who have higher risk tolerance. So if you don't want to take more risk, go with money market funds and other fixed income funds. But for more returns and higher risk, special fund are the best option. And that is all I had for today. And I hope you have been able to gain some insights on the performance of MansaX and Orc Special Fund in 2025, and you can make a decision on which of these special fund is suitable for you. And let me see you in the next video.